What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're reassembling the Bronco and we're accenting our front end with these beautiful Oracle light up grille letters. The Bronco doesn't look like this right now though. We got a lot of work to do. Let's get to it. Alright guys, we're getting right underway here. Obviously well not all, we still have the hard top to do, front panels, big back panel. But our skid plate we just modified. These are two end pieces that go on the back fender once we get the bumper on. The front piece that goes underneath the grill, we're also going to re-clear the grill. We got our hood and our front and rear bumper. This is great. It's literally everything except the hard top. So once we're done painting these, the Bronco is gonna look whole again. However, before we get to painting these, I'm gonna add something to the rear bumper because I don't wanna drill into it after we paint it. This is a Morimoto, it says extra LED reverse light. Now this thing, nice thin bar, and as you can see, it is the perfect length here. It goes right between your license plate bolts. Now this will screw into your license plate. Only thing we need to do is drill a hole for the wire to tap into our reverse lights, and we're gonna do that before we paint it so it's a perfect sealed surface somewhere up in here. Oh God. Whoa. Whew. Jeez. Drilled it all out, everything's good. When we're ready, I don't want to jam this grommet in there just yet because then we won't be able to get it back out easily. And I'll do that when we install it after it's painted. But that lines up great, comes out right behind the bumper, right actually where this harness goes. So we'll run all this together right up to the Bronco, and that'll be perfect. Other than that, that should be about it. Ashley already got all the stuff off the bumpers. Everything else is ready to go. That hood's gonna be challenging, but we'll figure it out. I wanna hang it so I don't have to paint it 2 times, but we'll figure that out. Other than that, we're gonna start getting these things prepped, and hopefully these things should be purple very shortly. so as you guys can see, we got the hood on, we got all the other parts painted. Now it's time to reassemble the front end here. We got the rear bumper just slid on there. I got to do the hitch, so or powder coat the hitch and put that on. But to do that, you got to take off the bumper. So it's just sitting on there temporarily. But now to get the front end together, because when we put the bigger tires on here, these bars may I have no idea, but they may become into clearance issues, and the easiest time to get it out is when you can access it all. So we're going to take those out. I also pre-ran a wire here. This is just because I'm going to add fog lights to this of some sort. So running the wire behind the bumper before all that, and I don't have to take it off again. I just did that so it'll be easier down the road. But we're going to take these off and start assembling the front end. We have the Oracle light up Bronco letters we're going to be putting on this grill. It's going to look sharp. So we're going to get those installed with the rest of it. And I also picked up the Oracle flush mount taillights. Those need painted and will be installed at a different time. But this thing's coming together, and I'm so excited. So let's get to it. Okay, so the bumper's on, it looks crazy. Next thing we're gonna do is put this lower valance on here, the piece that goes underneath the grill. These are the factory pieces, we just found them. This is gonna be a chore putting this thing all back together now, finding every little last piece that I took off this. But we gotta modify this so the valance snaps back in. So that's what we're gonna do. We gotta chop off some tabs and alignment pins, and that should be it. Alright guys, well I can say that this Bronco is coming together. Look at that. The front end is almost complete. We're going to be finishing that right now, however. The bumpers look great. The front valance looks great. We had to, obviously, you saw us modify it and bolt it in from the inside out. So it holds in there, trim off that top piece before we painted it. So it all tucks in there with our body kit here. Still got to figure out what I want to do with fog lights, but we got the wires hanging and ran, so that'll be easy. I need to take some stuff to the sandblaster, and then we'll powder coat those D-rings, the hitch, we'll get the rear bumper on and all that. Probably going to drop these off today, honestly, get all that sandblasted, and then we'll be able to put the rear bumper on fully. We just got it sitting up there right now, but man, that also looks good. Our backup light, we got that all installed, the wires ran, but it's coming together and it looks really good. The hood on this thing makes it look super aggressive. It does still look silly with these inverted wheels here. I got to get the bigger spacer still or whatever, but not worried about that till we get the whole body back. The hood looks good all the way here. The painted limb riser things, those look good. The bumper, I already showed this to somebody and they're like, is that bumper metal? No, but that's exactly what we're going for. The painted effect makes that thing look 10 times more premium, and it's going to look off-roadish even more when we get those D-rings installed. Last thing we got to do here in the front is obviously our grill, and with some help from Oracle Lighting, we've got new Bronco letters. Obviously, when you take them out, you drill out the plastic welds, and you could put them back in or just get new ones. But we upgraded the front end of the signature headlights a long time ago, painted those, the clear markers, all of that. We're obviously going to upgrade more lighting in the front here, and these Oracle Bronco letters, well, any letter of the alphabet, you can make it say whatever you want, but they have them all, and we're going to make it say Bronco, obviously, but it's going to light up Bronco, black letters, white lights. It's going to work well with the signature series headlights on this, and it's gonna look premium. Let's get digging into this. We're gonna get these installed in the grill. We'll get the wires run, and then I'll figure out what I'm gonna tie them into, whether it be the headlights or an aux switch or something. This is gonna look sick. Okay, so we got this whole grill, I guess not assembled, there wasn't really much to it, but we stuck all the letters on. Oracle did an amazing job and put the letters exactly where one of the factory pins was. So when you take the letters out, there's no drilling, no nothing required. You literally just stick them back on, run the wires through an existing hole that's already there. That is amazing. Now we got to connect all these and wire these. Now there's a couple ways you could wire these. I mean, any way you want. You can run them to a switch, you can run them to a key source, you can run them to anything. But something I actually just found out about, I'm actually more amazed than anything. When I ordered this Bronco, obviously I put two things in it. I put two options in it. And it was this. These factory aux switches. Nowadays, it's 10 times easier to have factory aux switches on any truck, and then you want to wire something in. It's already there, the wiring's there, it's already fused. You just literally put power, ground, call it a day, and your switch is already there. Saves you so much time between running stuff in the cab, out of the cab, all that stuff, especially with the factory aux switches. Now, I guess this is where I'm most impressed. It's probably the thing that if you have a Bronco or you're thinking about getting a Bronco and you're going to modify it, add those aux switches, because this is something that's truly like amazing here. Actually, I've never seen this, but it's finally happening, and it's good for all of us who want to do aftermarket things to our upcoming vehicles, and especially if you have a Bronco. I guess for the longest time this hood's been off, all this stuff. I've seen this random wire here and I'm like, oh, okay, well that's for if this Bronco had more features or something, whatever. If you have the aux switches, Bronco and Ford, they have ran specific wires. Empty, both ends of the wires aren't connected to anything in this Bronco. You got one to the grill, I think two to the passenger side where it's like where the visor is, so you can run lights right across your windshield where they're already accessory ready. Those things, those plates that come off, you can bolt whatever there. There's wires ran there, and then there's also another wire ran to the rear compartment on this thing, the passenger rear. So you can run, you pretty much, there's 4 pre-wired things you can run on these Broncos, and that's pretty cool. All we got to do is connect this wire that Ford left us here to our aux wires up here. Now there's literally 2 bundles of wires. There's 6 right here that correlate to each of the 6 aux switches. I think the biggest one is a 30 amp, then you got a 15 amp, or a 30 amp, a 20 amp, and then a 15, and then all the small 3 through 6 aux switches down here are all 10 amps. So pick your corresponding wire for what you need to run, and then what we're going to do is here, oh look at that, here's the other end of that violet and gray wire. All we're going to do is connect this to there, that to there, and ground out our lights, and the install is going to be really easy. I'm going to run it on aux switch 6 so I can just flip it on, leave it on. Anytime I turn the key on, the grill will come on, or I can turn it off if I don't want it on. So easy as that. I am super happy with that. I'm glad I added that in there. I wanted it so I could add rock lights and anything to this. It just easy. I wanted it because I'm tired. Literally, I've built so many vehicles, running wires and doing all that. Pain. Factory already did it. Literally tie in 3 things, flip a switch, and I'm done. So I'm really glad I did that, and thank you to Ford. I can't believe I'm saying this, but thank you to Ford for being smart and doing something like this, because that is pretty cool. I guess let's tie those wires together neatly and tap into the factory wiring here. Okay, so now that it's all back together, and man, that thing looks crazy. We gotta fix this wheel situation. I went on and I was gonna order 3-inch spacers, but again, the 2-inch spacers were cheaper than the 3-inch spacers. But if I bought 2 more 2-inch spacers, I now have a full set of 4 2-inch spacers for a 6x5.5. So we're gonna have 4-inch spacers up front, nothing in the rear, and we'll clear all of that stuff perfectly with the wheel set back the right direction. I can then adjust the lower control arms and maybe the tie rods if I need to, get this alignment kind of okay before we put it on a rack, and should be able to move this thing. Never double stack spacers. This is just for transportation. Don't ever do this in real life. I wouldn't even run normal spacers in real life, to be honest with you. Yeah, don't do this. Well, there you have it. Look at this thing. This thing is so exotic and awesome. Oh my gosh, it's been a lot of work to get here, that's for sure. However, it's coming together, and I think it's turning out pretty cool. Oh, this purple paint, and like I said, in the shadows, it's black. Oh, it looks so good. Our new front end with our Oracle, obviously, Bronco grille installed. Color matched bumpers makes it look way more aggressive, and obviously look at that. I'm not even complaining that I didn't go through the trouble of soldering the LED board and swapping those out for white, because that plays nice off the suspension. That being said, we are closer than we ever have been to get this thing done. We got a couple things left on the exterior, couple odds and ends pieces, couple trim pieces. It's running right now, obviously, because the battery's dead. It's been dead for like 3 years now. It's crazy, but I try and let it run as much as I can. Wow, I can't believe we're almost there. So yeah, guys, we got a couple more odds and ends pieces to go. We've got like the bumper caps here. I got about 4 inches to play with in there for some fog lights. So if I wanted to do squares or rectangles or some kind of lights, if I wanted to do non-OEM or custom ones, about 4 inches to play with in there, so I'll figure that out. We've got the tow hooks to powder coat. We just picked them up, actually. Like I said in this video, I gotta drop them off. Well, we already picked them up. They're in the back seat of Ashley's Jeep, actually. We've got the tire carrier, the hitch, and the tailgate support bracket all sandblasted, ready for powder coating. We got to powder coat that. And then at the same time, a couple more things left to put on here. The rear sway bar, we got all the new parts and new brackets to make that actually fit. We just got to throw that on. And then in the front here, another thing that came up, like I said, this kit was one of the first ones out. The skid plate, I think, was drilled backwards, so I got to flop the holes, drill 2 new ones, and then that skid plate can go on underneath the differential down there. But guys, this thing is crazy. Oh, that grill looks good. Any other lights we add to this are really gonna wake this thing up, especially any rock lights or anything underneath. I can't wait to see the wheels and tires on it. It's gonna pull this thing all together. We are so close. And to finish this thing off on the exterior, we just gotta finish up that hard top, the spare tire mount itself, and I think there's 1 or 2 more other plastics that need painted. Including our Oracle flush mount tail lights. Those few little pieces left need painted, and then this thing is complete. On the outside, the full color swap all the way down to the roll bar, interior and all. It'll be complete. I think that's turning out a lot better than anticipated. And I am so excited to finish the rest of this up. If you guys enjoyed this video, shoot it a thumbs up. If you haven't been here before, please get down there, click subscribe, drop me a comment if you haven't already. Take care, and I will see you guys in the next one.